Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss a SAT math question where you can use a calculator. The link to this question has been given in the description of the video. The question is, if the system of inequalities y is greater than equals to x plus 1 and y is greater than half x minus 1 is graphed in the xy plane above, which quadrant contains no solutions to the system? A. Quadrant 2, B. Quadrant 3, C. Quadrant 4, and D. There are solutions in all four quadrants. I will suggest you to pause the video here and try to solve the problem by yourself. Hope by now you already have solved it. Let us just now do it together. So the quadrants are already labeled here. This is quadrant 1, as you may already know. Quadrant 1 means both your x and y are positive. In quadrant 2, x is negative, y is positive. In quadrant 3, both x and y are negative. In quadrant 4, the y is negative and x is positive. You will have to graph the system of inequalities in this, and you will have to determine that which quadrant contains no solutions. So you have the choice, either 2 has no solution, or 3 has no solution, or 4 has no solutions, and D says there are solutions in all of the four quadrants. Before graphing it on a graphing calculator, as you may do because you are allowed to use a calculator, let us just try to graph it on a plain graph paper. So this is a plain graph paper and we have the system of inequalities here. See, in red I have written y is greater than equals to x plus 1. So let us just try to draw this. Since this is a greater than equal sign, so it will be a solid line, and your y-intercept is positive 1. So this is this coordinate 0, 1, and the slope is 2. That means your rise by run is 2. So for one run you have 2 rise. So for one run, 2 rise, there is this point here, and for one run is 2 rise. So these are on the left and the down, so both are negative, so it becomes positive ultimately. So you have these 3 points, and let us just try to draw a solid line that goes through these points. More or less. So this is the equation of the line. Now we will have to denote the inequality. Since y is greater than equals, so anything above this line will be denoted by this inequality. Let us just do that. So if we choose our pen, so this represents this inequality here. Now let us just go to the another inequality, which is in green. I have written it's y greater than half x minus 1. Since this is only a greater than sign, it will be a dotted line. Now the y-intercept is negative 1. So this is this point 0, negative 1, and the slope is half, so rise by run is half. So for 2 run there is 1 rise. For 2 run there is 1 rise, and here for 2 run there is 1 rise. So we will have to draw a dotted line through these points in order to denote the equation, and then we will denote the inequality. More or less. And now we will have to denote the inequality. Let me just put some horizontal lines over here. Okay, so this region in green, they denote the inequality represented by this system. Now, if we have to find the solutions to both of these inequalities, the system of these two inequalities, so that will be the overlapped region, which has been covered by both the region covered by this solid red line and the dotted green line. Let me just choose purple and let us just try to denote the solutions that will fall into this overlap region. So which is clearly, let me just put in the other direction. So this region in purple, they actually denotes that all the solutions will lie within this region. Now if I just now label the quadrants, so this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. We can clearly see that some of the solutions, you can see this purple region here, they're in quadrant 1, most of them are in quadrant 2, and some of them are in quadrant 3. Though the quadrant 4 has no solutions to this system because there is no overlapping region here. So now we can just do it on the graphing calculator, which looks actually very clean. So the first one is y greater than equals 2x plus 1. So you can see this solid line, this is the equation, and this is the inequality. Y is greater than above this line, because this is greater than equals above this line. In all these red regions, it represents the inequality. Now the next inequality is y is greater than half of x minus 1. So let me just get rid of this. So this is the dotted line. You can see that. So all the blue regions represents the inequality represented by this. Now what is the overlapping region? You can see this dark purple, this boundary, they represents the overlapping region. So all the solutions to these systems of inequality will lie within this region. So this is quadrant 1, so some of them are in quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2, most of them are in quadrant 2, and many of them are in quadrant 3 as well. And in quadrant 4, there is no solution because we don't have any overlapping region here. So let us just go back to the question. So we can clearly say that answer choice C is the right answer, which says quadrant 4. That means this quadrant 4 has no solutions to the system. Thank you all for watching my video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sarkar Research and Education. Here I post videos from test prep math question from PSAT, SAT and ACT math. I post AP chemistry and AP biology question as well as dashboard analysis. See you all in my next video then. CPOS. Happy learning.